What's going on, guys? MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I want to go over the Minotaur's Lair and pretty much give you the most efficient way to get masteries on a champion. Some of you probably have an idea, but I think you're approaching this wrong, and maybe this will help you farm Ice Golem, Spider Dragon, all of the other dungeons a lot more efficiently with what I have to tell you today. Without wasting any time, let's get right into it. So the method I'm going to be suggesting to use while farming Minotaur 15 is to use one champion to solo it, then add in another champion that is preferably level 1, level 2, something that's low level so you can get experience this way. So unfortunately, I don't have many champions that need masteries because Plarium wants to give me all of the duplicates all of the time. But I will just find a random epic for you guys. Let's use this guy. Let's start this. What you want to do is, I use Ignatius. I think he's going to do really well with this. It would be more ideal if he could one-shot the first wave, obviously, but if you've ever seen my Ignatius champion spotlight, I'm going to leave a link above, probably over here, way in that corner. But he can farm Nightmare Campaign in, I think, 17 seconds was my best run. So he's probably going to be, I don't know, you guys are going to have to test this and let me know in the comments, but in my opinion, he's probably going to be the most efficient farmer for this as far as getting it done the quickest. And as far as how quickly this goes, that's going to be my main point on this video. I'm sure lots of people know that it's recommended to use 4 fully maxed people and then 1 other person to get their masteries up and running. Now, my only problem with that is the only factor you're not considering is time. So this may take 53 seconds, and as we can see, my best run is 18 seconds. However, so it didn't show the total experience here, but you do get 10,000 experience. So if you know Brutal 12-3, if you're using 3 champions, it gives you 8,000 each. So this would be the equivalent of running 3 champions in Brutal, although it is only 1 champion here. So I understand it is a bit less. However, if you really want to look at value, this guy will go from level, if he's a 6-star, he will go from level 1 to about 53, 54 and get full mastery at the same time. So that's absolutely huge. So getting back to my time, one thing I think people don't consider is time is the only thing that should not be calculated into your efficiency goes. Time is the thing we have the most of. It's free. If you're a free-to-play player, even if you're an endgame player, one thing you really want to maximize is your energy usage. So what are we getting here? We are getting experience. We are getting scrolls from energy. So that is the most benefit per energy you could possibly get from the Minotaur. Now, if you don't have a champion who can solo this, you can definitely use 2 champions. If you have 3 champions who need scrolls, you can also throw 3 or 4 in there, depending how many you use as your, I guess, wave clear in this case. That is fully maxed, of course. Now that I pretty much went over who's the best in my opinion, there's definitely going to be faster champions, but this is just who I picked for most reliable. Taking a look at my champions really quickly, I'm sure most legendaries can do this. I know Hegemon can definitely do this. Angar can do this. Trunda can do this. Maybe not as fast as Ignatius. Then again, so let me just show you Ignatius' gear really quick. He's not really maximized for this. He has a bit too much damage and not enough defense to really pump out the most damage possible. Also, I'd probably put him at 220 speed, so he cycles through his cooldowns a little bit quicker. Killing the Minotaur when he is in that enraged state, much easier. I have crit damage gloves, defense chest, speed boots, defense, double speed roll there. So basically lifesteal set, crit damage set, got defense on the ring, attack percent, not sure why he's wearing that ring, crit damage neck, and defense on the banner. Getting back to this, Hegemon will work. If you did use Rhodos as a fusion, he's probably one of the faster champions you can use. Septimus would be very interesting if you could one-shot all of the mobs. Would just keep getting extra turns. I think that would be pretty cool. As far as epics go, you could definitely use Senesha. You could definitely use someone like Zargala. You could even use a defense-based champion like Grimskin. Payroll solos most content, he is going to be a bit slower, but it's definitely still possible, keeping in mind what I mentioned before, where time doesn't really matter because it's the only thing that's free here, so we can't use that in our equation. I'm pretty sure, I haven't tested this, but you could use a starter. Starters definitely do enough gear. Maybe they're going to take the longest, being a rare champion, having the lowest amount of raw stats, but like I said, if you're struggling with one champion, add in 2 champions here. The experience will be a bit lower, however, it won't be that bad. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to run this again and see if I can keep my eye out and look for how much experience in fact we do receive from this, just so I have the exact number in mind. This will definitely speed up. Hopefully you find some pretty good value out of this as far as what you plan on doing. Alright, so here we have the enraged state. Like I said, if my speed was a bit more, he would get 3 attacks in here, and it would probably reduce this run to much closer to 40 seconds, which would be ideal for sure. So if you are planning to do this, build it around having the Minotaur die in that enraged state, and your runs will be pretty much 40 seconds. So we got 10,000 experience there. Now let's quickly go and run. So 10,000 for one champion. Let's go to the campaign really quick. This is, yes, okay. What does one champion get? In Brutal, 12-3. Obviously this is going to be significantly quicker, however you do not get scrolls, which is why I do make this comparison. So 17,000 and 12-3, getting silver, double silver and experience, compared to 10,000 plus silver in the Minotaur and getting scrolls at the same time. You can determine as far as what you think is worth it for you. If time is really important to you and you only have a certain amount of time each day to play, energy is not an issue for you. Definitely keep going with your 4 champions maxed. I would even recommend probably using 3 champions maxed and having 1 scroll carrier in there, not fully leveled. I think you could still do it very, very quickly and get the most value out of it. So that's really all I wanted to go over here. What I did mention before is you can also apply this to any other dungeon. So Arcane Keep, you should definitely be leveling champions whenever running your potion dungeons. If you have the ability to, something that would be much harder to do would be soloing stage 20 dungeons. Obviously Spider and Fire Knight's Castle, to my knowledge, that can't be done. It's possible you could do it in Ice Golem's Peak. It would definitely take a long time to do that. Pretty sure Rotos can probably do it in maybe 4 minutes. 4 minutes might be a bit quick for him. Possibly 3 minutes. Dragons there, you can definitely solo with a bunch of champions, but if you really want to maximize efficiently, always have food in when you are farming dungeons, unless you're trying to compete in a tournament and the dungeon clear time is very important to you. That's something to consider when going forward and approaching this game, trying to maximize the value of your energy to make sure you are getting the most out of all of it. Alright guys, thanks a bunch for watching this video. If you like my content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. I will be going over my best results so far from the challenge I was working on, and I mentioned in a previous video. I'll leave a link to that video in case you didn't see it. It is a low spender, free to play 4-key Ultra Nightmare without a counterattack and realistic stats challenge. So I do have an updated personal best. I'm going to go over that. And with that video, I also want to go over speed tuning a speed team. I think people have this misconception that if you're running a speed team, make everyone as fast as possible and you will get the best results. That is not the case. There are actually thresholds you want to hit, and the swing and damage can literally be 10 million damage per key. That's what you could be missing out on. Really excited about making that video. I think it's going to help a ton of people. Other than that, once again, thanks for the support, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.